Hi, today I received a response for my Freedom of Information request from the Australian Government Department of Health. And my question was, I requested for the paper proving the existence of the SARS CV-19 that has been isolated from a sick human being, not a petri dish prepared in silico gene bank generated V, but an actual V taken from a sick individual and found to be the isolated cause of CV-19. And the response I received is ta-tam. Yes, so on the basis of the blah blah blah, the department does not hold any documents referred in your request. Therefore, yep. So there's, as a consequence, they cannot provide any information, and all measures taken have been based on multiple scientific studies across the world that demonstrate that this V is for real. Now let's take a look at those so-called multiple experiments. So this is the paper. As you can see, the heading. And if we go down, it explains how they came to find this so-called V. And they say, in the present case of the 2019 CV, isolates or samples from infected patients have so far not become available. Right, and we report here on the establishment and validation of a diagnostic workflow for CV-19 screening and specific confirmation designed in absence of available V isolates from original patient specimens. The diagnostic tools were carried out by using close genetic relatedness to the previous specimens, but not from a human being. And we've also got a Freedom of Information request from the Department of Health and Human Services in Toronto, exactly asking the same question. And the response is almost identical. A search of our records failed to reveal any documents pertaining to your request. Specifically, the National Centre for Immunisation and Respiratory Diseases apprises that CDC does not purify or isolate any C19 in the manner described. No, nothing to be found there either. Nope. So we keep looking. This is Dr. Young. Freedom of information responses from 90 institutions, including blah, blah, UK, USA, blah, 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 blah. We can add Australia to that. Have no record of the blah, blah, blah from any patient sample by anyone, anywhere, ever. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. Now, the letter I received from the Department of Health. Where is that letter? Where's the letter? Oh, hang on. Whoops. In that letter that I received today, they say this to the vitamin which causes CV is real. Multiple scientific studies across the globe demonstrate that highly reputable expert laboratories have done certain things isolated that causes this, right? Demonstrating that it exists and that it's different. And it's resulted in more than, let's take a look, 4 million deaths worldwide in just over 18 months. Now, let's see if we can verify that. Right, the WHO organization has stated that especially in tropical areas, influenza occurs throughout the year, causing annual cases of severe illness and deaths between 3 to 5 million. So 3 to 5 million cases of severe illness and deaths occur due to influenza on a yearly basis. The annual recorded death rates in regions of the world is usually between in Oceania, Latin America, the Caribbean, is around 50 million per year. In Europe, it's around 40 million. In Africa, around 30 and 20. In Asia, around 20. And this has been the case since 1950 to 2019. So, yearly, basically the entire globe loses between 10 to 50 million of its inhabitants per year. In Australia, between January 2020 and December 2020, the entirety of Australia lost 141,116 nationals, and there are no excess deaths except for December, in which the deaths resulting from cancer, diabetes, and dementia were above baseline averages in December 2020. Other than that, not a great amount of difference. Here are just some from the world. These are just excess mortality for countries. So for 2020, Austria had 71 excess mortality. As you can see, some countries even had lesser deaths than they usually would. For example, we've got Denmark there, which saw less deaths in 2020. And I think that's Finland, saw less. And you've got Iceland there, which had minus 31 deaths. So, there's not a huge amount of difference in the amount of deaths that occurred in 2020. And you've got South Korea, you've got minus 22. South Korea did a pretty good job. And USA saw 132 excess deaths. Now, coming back to Australia, we actually had more deaths in 2019. 169,301 registered deaths in 2019, which an increase of 10,808 compared to the previous year, 2018. That's scary. And looky schnooky, in 2019, Victoria, the persons, recorded 77,220 deaths. Whoop! Victoria, whoop! 2019 recorded 77,220 deaths. Now that is 24,350 deaths less than 2019. So in 2020, Victoria recorded 24,350 deaths, which is 52,870 deaths less than that of 2019, which was 77,220. So 2020 recorded less deaths than 2019. Yep. So this is from Dr. Robert Young's site, and it says they, in their Freedom of Information request, they were looking to validate the CDC, that the CDC does not have any record or research of any so-called V that is responsible for any disease. So if no one anywhere at any time in the world has been able to isolate and prove the existence of any such V, or any V as a unique disease-causing thing, how on earth can any company provide treatment with for a that has never been found? Make up your own mind. As lovely Voltaire once said, those who can make you believe in absurdities can make you commit atrocities. Yeah. Yep. Let's look at him again. Easy on the eyes. And this is the basically the definition of that. basically to separate from all other substances. So that's it, my friends. The Department of Health in Australia has been kind enough to respond to my question, which was this. Yep, assuming being to be But disheartening because don't exist, nowhere to be found. Speak. Yep, speak. So, yeah. Good night.